Welcome back to the channel, everyone. PokeOz here. Something a little bit different today. 14 facts that maybe you know or maybe you don't know about Pokemon card investing. Before we get into them though, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you'd want to become a channel member, it would be greatly appreciated. All you gotta do is go to the homepage, click join. Once you're a channel member, you can shoot me off a personalized email asking some investment questions and I'll get back to you. Anyway, on to the video. Let's not waste any time, hey? Let's jump into these 14 facts that you might not have known about Pokemon investing. And I'll give a bit of commentary along the way. Number one, though, and these are all completely random. Like, who knows? You might learn something or you might already know them. But number one, in 2023, Team Up Booster Box gained 96.2% value. That set just, it slowed down the last probably quarter. But that set has just shown no signs of slowing down whatsoever. It was the shortest printed Sun and Moon set. It was the first set to introduce Tag Team Pokemon. It had beautiful art. The alt arts were just absolutely stunning. It has fan favorite Pokemon like Gengar, Mimikyu, Pikachu, Zekrom, Latios. Like, it's just a home run, that set. If you're very lucky to get yourself a booster box, and you're asking yourself, should I sell it or should I hold it? I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a case, yeah, maybe just sell one and then you've covered like literally the whole price of your case if you bought it when it's new. But and then you can just watch the other 5 boxes continue to climb. It's one hell of a set. I don't think we're going to see the growth. Like, I don't think we're going to see another 96% increase in price this year, but it's still going to slowly tick up. It's one hell of a set. Number 2, fact number 2, Lugia V alt art dropped 62% in 2023. And hey, look, this was a similar story across a lot of alt arts from Sword and Shield era. We saw, I suppose, just more supply come onto the market, and that's the only reason. It's not like there's not demand for these cards, because there is. They're beautiful. All the alt arts from Sword and Shield, even the lesser known Pokemon, are beautiful, but the more popular Pokemon, your Charizards, your Rayquazas, your Umbreons, your Lugias, you know, they're just absolutely banging in price. Like, some of them are just worth astronomical numbers. And, you know, but some of the ones that got open, and maybe the pull rates for some of them are a slight bit easier. Like, for argument's sake, I think a Lugia V is a slight bit easier than, say, a Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies. So obviously a little bit more supply in the market. We've seen prices plummet quite drastically. Will they continue to go down in 2024? I highly doubt it. I think a lot of those Sword and Shield old arts have hit their floor, and it's probably not a bad time to buy. I don't think they're ever going to be any cheaper. Fact number 3, the most graded Pokemon card of 2023 was the pre-order promo Pikachu for Scarlet and Violet with the 3 new starters. To give you a bit of an indication of how many copies of that card's been graded with PSA, there is over 40,000 copies graded with PSA. That is just an astronomical amount. Grading is just, and actually I'll touch on that more on the next point. So fact number 4, in January 2024, PSA has already graded 530 TCG cards. Now that factors into everything, right? We've obviously seen an upsurgence in One Piece. Obviously Yu-Gi-Oh is still pretty strong. You know, Magic the Gathering, of course, still gets graded. But you've got to think the majority of that 530,000 TCG cards has got to be Pokemon. Even if it's 50%, which it wouldn't be. I think it would be stronger than that. It's probably more like 70%. But even if it's only 50%, that's over 250,000 Pokemon cards graded by PSA in January 2024. What's going to happen? Like, can PSA sustain those sort of grading numbers? Is it going to continue to increase? I mean, it's just gone bonkers through the COVID period, has it? You know, late 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023 just saw like astronomical numbers from grading companies like PSA. Can it continue to sustain that? I don't know. I think it will. People have got into this obsession of grading cards, but I don't think we're going to continue to see that growth on growth on growth like we have over the last 4 years. I think we might get this period of sustenance, maintenance, for lack of a better word, where, you know, grading will sort of level out, the volume that is of graded cards. Anyway, fact number 5. Here's a fun one. So XY Ancient Origins Elite Trainer Box at $1,250 US TCG price is more expensive than its booster box equivalent at $995 US. So the Elite Trainer box, which only gets obviously way less packs, like a quarter of the packs than what comes in a booster box, is worth more than the box. Why is that? Why does that phenomenon happen? And it's not the only set. It is not the only set from XY where the Elite Trainer box is worth more than the booster box. Why? Because the Elite Trainer box wasn't printed anywhere near as much as the booster box, and it becomes a collectible in itself. It becomes a sealed collectible. And finding one in good condition, we all know how hard it is to get Elite Trainer boxes without rips in them. So finding one in mint condition is going to be even harder. And that's why Elite Trainer boxes quite often command a bit of a price premium over their booster box equivalent. Not always the case, of course, particularly not when we're entering Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield more in particular, and Scarlet and Violet. You know, Sword and Shield really, really ramped up production of Elite Trainer boxes. Fact number 6, and this is quite a simple one, but if you get a Japanese 151 booster box, there is only one Master Ball holo per box. With over 150 different opportunities of Master Ball or options of Master Ball holos, you're going to have to open over 3,000 packs just to get the one Master Ball you want. So the odds are over 1 in 3,000 packs to pull a Pikachu, over 1 in 3,000 packs to pull a Gengar, or an Aerodactyl, or a Dragonite. So you can see what I'm saying. The odds of getting any individual Master Ball holo are extremely, extremely high. And high. And you can see why they're holding, I guess, the price premium that they're really holding. Number 7, and this is a bit of fun one. We missed out on this in Australia, but hey, TikTok vouchers went absolutely mad in 2023. There were some people that picked up some absolute ripper deals, and I quite often tune in, well, not often, maybe once a week or something. I'll have a quick scroll through the Reddit group, Pokey Investing, and I used to always, when that TikTok shop went viral and everyone was buying it, I used to get jealous and see people picking up like Elite Trainer boxes for $12.99 US posted, and I was like, far out, that's cheap. Or, you know, booster boxes with a voucher for like $60 US. And there's probably people with some stories they might want to mention down in the comments that picked them up even cheaper than that. And I was like, phew, I wish we had something like that in Australia. So, number 8. Any Pokemon card marked with the E symbol in the bottom left-hand corner of the card is going out of standard rotation. That means you cannot use that card in competitive play anymore, and it's going out of rotation 2 weeks after the all-new set Temporal Forces comes out, which is what, early April, late March, early April. So anything marked with E in the bottom left-hand corner, no longer in rotation. And we sort of know that once a card or a set goes out of rotation, it is so unlikely that that set will ever be reprinted. Well, let's go into a couple of expensive cards. So the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold, which everyone's probably heard about, is the PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator, which of course Logan Paul bought for over $5 million. Imagine that. Imagine saying to someone when that card come out, or even in the mid-2000s, or even in 2015, for argument's sake. Imagine saying to someone, a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator or any Pokemon card will sell for over $5 million one day. People would be telling you, you're absolutely nuts. Like, that's crazy. But it also leads us on to fact number 10, the most expensive main set Pokemon card, okay, not a promo, the most expensive main set Pokemon card, which is a bit of a no-brainer, is first edition Charizard. And the record sale for that is $420,000 US during the height of COVID in a PSA 10. Beautiful card. Wish I had one. Would absolutely kill for one in a PSA 10. Even a PSA 9. Like, they're still worth mega dollars. I would love one. Like, a PSA 9 Charizard is probably worth, like, I don't know, what are they going for now? Probably like my whole collection of sealed boxes. I don't know, that's a bit sad, isn't it? One card worth all of this. Bit of a stitch up, but what a brilliant card, hey. It deserves the price. The nostalgia that lives in people's hearts with that card is absolutely phenomenal. What are we up to? Number 11. The most expensive sealed Japanese set from Sword and Shield, which is probably a bit of a no-brainer, particularly if you collect Japanese, is Eevee Heroes. What a set, hey? It was one half, or maybe closer to 2/3 of our English set, Evolving Skies, but really one half. We had Blue Sky Stream and we had Eevee Heroes, making up English's Evolving Skies. And what a set Eevee Heroes was. Of course, it has the stellar card that everyone wanted, based on a lot of the evolutions, the Umbreon VMAX. And we all know how strong that card is in a Japanese PSA 10 and also an English PSA 10. Fact number 12 we must be up to. Here's a fun one. So waifu cards, okay, they went a bit crazy throughout 2022 and 2023. Ultra Prism Lily grew by 62.5% in 2023. And at one stage, because it did come back down to earth a little bit, at one stage it was up about 70%. 70% year on year, like for 2023. And it's come back down to earth a little bit. It still finished the year 62.5% more than what it started the year. Those waifu cards, hey, like, haven't they taken off? And One Piece is testament to that as well. There's plenty of chicks not wearing many clothes in those One Piece cards. I don't know if that's helping to add value to the set. It's not something I collect. I don't even think I have a waifu card, unless I pull it. But I don't go out of my way to buy them or collect them. I'm more into the Pokemon personally, but each their own. I can see why people do get into them. Why not? What are we up to? Number 13. Here's a fun one. If you were to buy every single booster box ever made from first edition base set to Paradox Rift, you would have to collect or buy 99 total booster boxes. So when Temporal Forces comes out, that is our 100th Pokemon booster box to be released. We're getting up there, aren't we? Imagine collecting them. Imagine having all 99. You'd be sitting on an absolute gold mine, and you'd be sitting on one of the world's nicest looking collections. And that's not including first edition and unlimited edition. That's just all the sets. So if you factor in first edition and unlimited edition, of course you're getting more boxes in that lineup. And finally, I said there's going to be 14 facts. Fact number 14. Here's a fun one. So with the whole Master Ball thing coming out and this, I suppose, throwback maybe, or this connection maybe, loose connection to something like a Legendary Collection Reverse Holo, I just thought I'd throw by you the cheapest Legendary Collection Reverse Holo that you can buy, or the Firework pattern, the Firework Holo, which is a Potion Energy. And its current market price is under $20 at about $19.90. So there we have it. There's 14 Pokemon investing facts that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't. Hopefully you learned something from this video. I'm Michael, this is Pokeoz, and I'll catch everyone next time.